Okay, so I found out that I cannot use the 5th gen injector harness on a 6th gen. TPS is fine. This is fine. The air temp sensor is fine. The flapper solenoid plug is fine. Everything is color matches up. The problem is the injector connectors. These are smaller, and the clip is just on one side. I would call this top and bottom. It's on the bottom like that. That is a 6th gen. This would work on my vehicle. It's the exact same. But it will not work on a 5th gen. Sorry, I don't have my 5th gen out. It smells like gas, so I have it covered up. It's bigger, and the squeezer to pull it off, there's actually 2 on the side like that. So I mean, I could, if I wanted to take the time, I could pull the wires out, change the connectors, put these on the other one, but I'm not gonna mess with that now. I'll get on eBay, and if I find injector harness for super cheap, I may do it, and or one of each, and just part with that and make a hybrid out of it. But I didn't check all the injector colors, but this one matched. It's just like cylinder 4 on my 01, pink with a black line, with a black with a white line. So it's all the same, pretty much all the same. I've checked colors on both schematics, and the Honda pretty much didn't change much. Pretty much the same colors. Cleaned as much as I could. Got the crap off. That's not crap, people. That's a coating. You're supposed to leave it there. You're actually not supposed to spray these, but it's kind of hard not to when there is crap everywhere. 5th gen still has it on the top, but the bottom layer is pretty much come off from me cleaning it. I don't know. I read about it. I think it's helped to seal better or something. I don't know. Look it up. Okay. Now what I want to go check on is the fast auto wax unit. What's in and what's out on these. Here is 5th gen. Now these started in 00, so there's only 2 years of the 5th gens that had it, 00 and 01, and then all 6th gens have one. They're just different, but it's still just 2 lines in and out. That's why it says, if you're ever looking at a factory service manual for the 5th gens, some will be 98 through 99, and some will say this, 98 through 01. It's pretty much the exact same manual, just a couple things added in. Like this. Anytime something's added in, I think, it'll always say after 99. I have an actual 98 and 99 manual, so I'll pull this page up and look and see if that's on there. I'm going to guess that it's not, since they don't have that on it. Because the 98 and 99s had a manual throttle choke, and to control the starter valve, so it's not really a choke anyway. So this shows your cooling flow. We don't need to look at that. We just need to look at this picture. And if you're 6th gen factory service manual, you'll have one too. This will be down here, and your little picture will be right up there. So on a 5th gen, shows you a little. That's a little aluminum connector down here that may resemble the water pump. No, it doesn't. It resembles that right there. That right there. You see that little... Sorry if my flashlight's too bright. Right there. That's what it's showing you right there. Now you're gonna follow the line, the little line right there. That's the big one, and that's the small one right there. And as I pull on it, see, I'm moving it. Okay, so that is inlet. And on the 5th gen, it goes on the bottom. They're lined bottom and top, how it has it. And so that will go on the bottom, and then the outlet would be on top. Now on a 6th gen, they go left to right and not up and down. So I looked at the service manual, and left is inlet, right is outlet. Could it matter? Maybe. I mean, they did designate an inlet and an outlet. Maybe it's just how the hose is met, and they made this, okay, well, this hose comes over here, so we'll just make that the inlet instead of routing it to that. So it may not even matter, but I'm going to stick to what the factory service manual says. So this is inlet, this is outlet. See, this is how it would be hooked up to the engine. Just lift it up, put it over there. This fuel regulator on the front right. So left, right, inlet, outlet. So luckily there's pretty good amount of hose here, probably more than what the 6th gens have. So I will have plenty of hose here. So inlet, that'll go on the left, and this will go on the right. So I'll probably have to kind of twist that around or something. Okay, well that's the only thing. I'll just have to hook those up, and then I can set this bad boy down. Since I'm having to use the 6th gen wire harness, I am gonna have to figure out if I can even use this, or if I'm gonna have to do like my other video and cut these wires and solder on longer wires. I'm gonna guess that I'm gonna have to do that, is extend this main plug to go, because on the 5th gen it's this way, and it comes, and there's a little plastic clip that holds it, and there's a good 5 inches or 6 inches sticking out. So pretty much I'm gonna have to do it, but for now I'm just gonna stick it on, just see what it looks like, and that'll give me an idea. And if I do tomorrow, that's what I'll be doing tomorrow, cutting this up and extending it. Of course, I'm not gonna cut it down here. I'm gonna cut it about right here, so I can still see color match it. So that should be interesting. This will be fine since that's right there. I may extend this because it is really tight on the 5th gen, so I may add, this is just 2 wires, I may add some length to this. And let's see, where's the air temp? This one has more wire than the 5th gen, so I'm okay on that. That's a pretty good amount of length to lift the box, so that one's fine. I'll leave that one alone. So that's it for now. Not worried about the coils yet. I'll get to that later. That's this fuel pump, fuel level sender, map sensor, and these are the coil wires right there. Looks kind of rinky-dinky when you just see these little bitty wires and pumping these bad boys up full of juice to get some power to those spark plugs. But anyways, I'm yabbering again, and that's it. Everything looks good. Well, dirty, good. Everything's cleaned up. Cleaned the boots up. Boots look good. Got them clamped on tight on the throttle body. Hopefully they'll line up. There's actual see the aluminum finger right there. There's some fingers right there you gotta line up with. So it's actually, it's probably best to put them on here first, but it's kind of hard to get to the top half of the bands here. There's 2. Here's bolts to the cylinders, and then bolts to the throttle body, obviously. It's hard to get to these. These, it's easier. I can get to all 4 of the bottom ones, taking it off. It's the top. So I'm just gonna have to be careful when I'll set it down, make sure they line up, they don't peel up, because there's ears right there that line up. So I think they'll line up there a little bit. They're pretty straight. We'll see what happens. Because also, if you've ever looked at these, they kind of, I don't know what the 6th gens, I would think they're the exact same boots. See how the aluminum's carved out right there where the injector is? It's also carved out a little bit on the boot. Sorry, my light is really bright. I'm gonna have to get one that's not as bright. Okay, there you go. You can kind of see the. What a crappy camera. There it is. Anyways, so that's that. So I'm probably gonna be slow tomorrow. Making a video. If I have to do the wiring, I probably won't make a video of that. But another thing that's different I did talk about is the throttle cable mounting. The 5th gen, this comes like this, and it comes over. There's like an ear of this metal right here that comes over and bolts right there. This is closer, I believe, to the butterfly. I don't know what exactly this is called. It's closer, and it's closer. So I'm hoping my throttle cables work. If not, I'm probably gonna have to rig something up there. Or maybe I really don't want to use this 6th gen cables, because it's a bitch getting that off. I was gonna take that off when I was taking these off to clean the contacts on them. I was thinking about replacing the throttle cable and the pull and return lines, and I couldn't really figure out how to get it in, and the factory service manual isn't very informative on how to get it out, so I kind of just stopped and just sprayed a bunch of lube down the cable sheathing. So yeah, I really hope they work, because I really don't want to do that. I might even have to pull this plate off the 5th gen. I think these bolt points match. That I don't think there's one there. It's I think these 3 will match, and then there's one here, which obviously there's not a bolt hole there. So, but at least I'll have my throttle plate here, holder plate, and it'll be where I need it to be. Because this looks pretty long. I mean, that thing threaded in, goes right here. Your nuts tighten up here. The end of the thread will probably come right here, and then that's all line right there. So that's pretty far. So I don't think this is gonna work. That's gonna be another thing. Of course, I gotta get it in before I can even tell. So that's what I'm gonna do. It's gonna be a tedious process, but I'll get it done.